Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Samanam Nami Harim Param. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining us. So what we've been doing on the 11th canto is we went through a discussion that happened between, still we are in the discussion that's happening between Krishna and Uddhava. Krishna is getting ready to depart from the material world, go back to the spiritual world. So the things are getting set ready. That time they had a conversation, and Uddhava said, "How can I be without you? I will also come. Please take me." Unlike Rama, who said everyone should come with me, I'll take. Krishna is completely opposite to Rama. He just left. No, you have to stay back. So when the time comes, you will come. You stay back here because your presence here in this world is very important. So this is where an important lesson for devotees comes in life. What happens is when we go to God, in front of the God, we ask and pray to God certain things. That's nothing wrong. And if the God says, well, whatever you prayed, let me take care of that, but there'll be a delay. No, I want it now. I want it right now. So God has said, okay, that's fine. But those who are surrendered is going to say, whenever you want, you can just satisfy my needs. That's one way, one category of devotees. So in Uddhava's case, he wanted, for him, what makes him happy is to go back with Krishna. But what Krishna says is, what makes me happy is you stay back here. So whose happiness is important is matters here. Yeah, you want to say Krishna's happiness matters. Because why? When Krishna is happy, obviously we are going to be happy. We only see things on short term. We don't see the longer program. We don't have the vision to see what's going to happen after 1 hour also. What to speak up after 1 year. We don't know. But God has his plan. He knows very well what's best for his devotees. Therefore, Krishna says, you stay back because the world needs association of saintly people. That's the only hope in Kali Yuga. Especially in Kali Yuga, the only hope is getting the association of saints, devotees. So that is what also we saw in the previous couple of sessions, how important it is to have the sadhu sangha, satsang. There was one nice story before we get connected to today's thing, so we can smoothly transit. Is in Kanchipuram, a temple called Varadaraja temple. Lord Varadaraja is there. So there was one devotee. His name is Kanchipurna. So his only service, he has this chamra. You know this chamra, the temple we do, right? Banning the deities. Chamra. All he does is just fan the deities. The Lord Varadaraja will be there, and his consort Mahalakshmi will be there. He'll be just fanning. It is just not simply, when we also have programs at our temple, when we do Abhishek, we see devotees go and do fanning. You just watch, it's nothing to criticize. Yeah. You watch, and then you change hand like this, and you have to rest like this. It's a little heavy. You can't continuously keep doing like this. Right? That's fine. But then Kanchipurna is a special person where he not only fans, the Lord converse with him. They have conversation, friendly conversation. They talk. The deity Varadaraja talks to Kanchipurna. And Kanchipurna talks, the casual conversation. It's nothing Bhagavad Gita instruction or Bhagavatham, nothing. Just casual conversation they have. Just imagine, you all know, we are all family members. my wife is here, and some third person standing here, and he's keep on spanning, and I have to have conversation with my wife. How comfortable will that be? I may have so many different types of conversation as husband and wife. We'll have many conversation. A third party standing there and just looking at us. How comfortable you feel like talking to your spouse. But he will be fanning, and Lord Varadaraja and Mahalakshmi will conversing. Then we should understand what's the level of devotee that Kanchipurna must be. One cannot be in that position if he is not envious. If he doesn't, he should be non-envious. You should be free of any desires, material desires. Only such people can be qualified to be in such conversation with the Lord. So he fans, this is his service. One day, Kanchipurna spoke. He also speaks to Lord sometimes. One day he spoke to Lord. Kanchipurna, Lord, my dear Varadaraja, I have one question for you. He said, what's your question? When I come back to spiritual world, will I be doing the same service over there? Will I be getting the same service over there? He said, and then how soon will I go back to Vaikunta? The Lord started laughing. The deity started laughing. He said, just because you are doing this, you want to come to Vaikunta? Just be careful who's talking to who, okay? And we cannot compare ourselves to Kanchipurna, nowhere, right? But Lord is telling to him this statement, just because you are doing this, you want to, as a result, to go back to Vaikunta and continue to do service over there? And Kanchipurna got shocked. He thought, I'm doing some devotional service. And I am qualified.
He assumed himself.
Yeah, I'm just little exaggerating, but he wouldn't have thought that. I'm just making it little. I'm bringing to our level here. That's all. But he never thought like that. I am making an offense here. Why? I'm doing everything perfectly. So as a result, Lord, what's the problem with you? And the Lord, this was said. How can you get Vaikunta? How can you come to Vaikunta? Then please tell me what will make me qualified to come to Vaikunta. At that time, Varadaraja said, well, all this is not going to impress me. What you're doing is not going to impress me. If you've been recognized by a great Vaishnava as you are his man, right hand, you are his man. If he tells, then I will accept you. Not just because you are serving me directly and I'm happy with your service, not just for this reason I'll let you in. One of my devotee should accept you as his devotee, then I accept you. And he said, who would be that person? You spoke so much. Tell me also give me some name. I'll go and do something. He said, Periyanambi. Periyanambi is one of the Acharya of Ramanujacharya. He said, Periyanambi. You go to him and then we'll see how things goes. But no, he doesn't say you go to him. Periyanambi says, then I will accept you. Without a moment, Kanchipurna just dropped the fan right there. There's no use doing the service. What's the use of? I've been doing the service for years. What's the use of doing this service? I'm dropping now. He said, wait, where are you going? I'll see you later. I'll see you later. I have no business here with you now. I'm leaving. He just spoke. I'm leaving now. He just left the place, went straight to that place where Kanchipurna was there. But Kanchipurna knows very well Periyanambi knows very well who Kanchipurna is. Quite famous, Kanchipurna. Someone is fanning the Lord and having conversation means he must be famous, right? So Periyanambi already knows who Kanchipurna is. So he knows if he goes straight away to him, he's not going to accept him. So he was thinking what to do. At that time, Periyanambi was walking on the street and going. It was a scorching heat, sun. He was walking and going. That time there's a rickshawala was going in that village. It was just empty, no customer. Rickshaw. He said, rickshawala, give me a rickshaw. I need it. They, whatever the deal, don't ask me how he gave the rickshaw. That's all none of our business. So he took the rickshaw and he became a rickshawala. He went in front of he covered his face and he went in the front as if like a ordinary man. He went and said, Swamiji, please come sit. I will drop you at your house. He said, okay. He got into the rickshaw and he drove the rickshaw and they were just coming. And then Hare Krishna. And then the house came and then Piriyanambi got off and then Piriyanambi was walking towards his house and Rikshawala has finished his job. He was going to go. That time Piriyanambi turned around. Hey boy, come here. He said. The word that he said, hey boy, you come here. And then Kanchipurna became very happy. He ran, came in front of him. And then he gave one of his chadar to him. Take it. And then while he was taking, his thing came off. Then Periyanambi saw his face. Kanchipurna, it's you. You are during the interval now. So so you mean, what is he talking about? So I'll maybe summarize it. So he said, what are you doing? You doing this menial service? What is the big offense? This is not, I did an offense to you. Said, no. You did a good thing. Now you call me as your boy. Hey, you, it's a different, in the language, you cannot really translate everything. It's difficult, by the way. So he said, hey, therefore, that sentence that you accept me as your boy is sufficient enough. I'm leaving now.
Oh my God.
So where are you going? I'm going to Kanchipuram. Why? Then he told, this is what has happened. Then he went back to Kanchipuram and the Lord said, I will accept you now.
Yeah.
Now I'll accept you. So the Sadhu Sangha, when this is called Acharya Abhimana, as we've been discussed, Acharya Abhimana. When we become a favorite of a saintly person, a guru, and that is our ticket for Vaikuntha. Nothing else. So that is exactly what Krishna was telling to Uddhava in this section, by the way. It may be not so very openly clear, but this is the message that he was trying to say. Sadhu Sangha, the devotees association, Guru Kripa is so very important in one life. Otherwise, when a saint shows his compassion even to the dog, even dog can attain moksha. Even dog can attain moksha. That is also possible. So that's the thing. So we are going to enter into the then Krishna speaks about Varnashrama Dharma and many other things that we already covered. So then Krishna on the 14th chapter, he speaks now about in the same lines when he speaks about the association of the devotees, and he speaks about, it comes about when he starts speaking about great devotees, when he mentions about gopis. Then he speaks about gopis. Then whenever a gopi's thought comes into Krishna, Krishna's glow goes blank. Because the gopis are the topmost devotees. So he just goes for a moment, he freezes, children plays freeze game, he freezes for a moment like that. So Uddhava was asking, my dear Lord, why are you so crazy? Why are you so crazy about your devotees? You seem to be always mad of devotees. You heard about this word called Mal, Tirumala Devasthanam, Tirumala Devasthan. Tirupati is called Tirumala. Tiru means Sri. Mala means mountain. Tirumal is the name of the person who resides in Tirumala. Tirumala again is a mountain called Tirupati. In the Tirupati, the one who resides there, his name is Srinivas, also called another name called Tirumal. Mal means Mal means a madman, by the way. Mall means not West County Mall. It's not, oh, mall, I know mall. I go to West County Mall and this mall and that mall. Mall means madman, mad person or crazy person. Thiru Mal means one who is crazy of Thiru. Thiru is Sri. Sri is his wife. ISKCON said. So therefore you see Sita Ram. Ram is crazy of his wife Sita. Radha Krishna. Krishna and Radha. Lakshmi Narayana. Lakshmi Narasimha. You see, like that. So the point I was trying to, the Lord is crazy, not only just on his wife consort, but also is very, when he thinks about his devotees, he goes mad. Mad in a good sense, not mad like us. Right? In a good sense, he becomes mad. He can do anything for his devotees. He is ready to do anything. Therefore, Uddhava was asking a question. This is in the 14th again, where he was telling that Uddhava, where is this? Yeah. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anuvrajami aham nityam puyeti angre rinubihi. So Krishna says, the dust of my devotees. We all say that we want Krishna's dust, right? But you know what? Krishna wants his devotees' dust. Can't even imagine. We saw already that in our previous cantos, where gopis gave their dust from their feet for Krishna's headache to be cured. So if you say, for example, just for the fun, you're just saying, Ashok Prabhu saying, I have a headache. I'm coming and tell, oh, take it. What? Like crazy. Get out of here. He's going to tell, I'm a headache and you're giving your dust. No one will like anyone's touch anyone's feet. No one will like anyone's to touch anyone's shoes. It's considered all low, by the way. By the way, Vedanta Desika was a great saint who lived in Kanchipuram. So he was walking on the street as Unchavriti, as we discussed, going around the houses and asking for whatever they can give, groceries. So as he was going, one lady, you know what she did? One lady, waiting for Vedanta Desika to come, she made a garland out of slippers. He made a garland because she's not done. She won't insult him. She made a garland out of slippers. As soon as he came, Bhiksham Dehi, he garlanded him. By the way, Vedanta Desika is not an Kavitarkika Simam, yeah.
So that person wanted to insult him?
Yeah, insult him. What I was saying, yeah. So he is a lion in scriptures, as a Brahmana by birth, very scholarly, he's written many literatures, beautiful. Kavitarkika Simhaya, Kalyana Gunashaline, Srimati Venkateshaya, Vedanta Gurave Namaha is a lion of Shastras. So while he was doing this, when this lady came and put a garland of slippers, and Vedanta Desika smiled and said, thank you. And then he just continued, walked. But the disciples all got really mad. All his disciples, what nonsense is this? She just insulted our Guru. And Guru returned back to the place. And the disciples, what is this? You just didn't even react to anything. What is this? Right? So this happens when you're fully in Krishna consciousness, you really don't feel like shouting at anyone or screaming at anyone or you being insulted. None of those things a person comes. There's another way of gauging ourselves. Are we growing spiritually? How much we are our control of our anger? How much we control our karma? Right? How much we control our greed? All these are our self-measuring gauge, how we are progressing spiritually. We don't need someone else to come and actually tell us whether you are progressing or not. Right? We can just gauge ourselves, watch our thoughts, and we can just come up. Therefore, what Vedanta Desika said is quite interesting. For me to walk around Kanchipuram, it's quite a big city, by the way. For me to walk around Kanchipuram and collect all the dust of the devotees and put on my head is going to take ages. This kind lady made my job easy. These shoes are nothing but owned by the devotees who've been walking on the streets of Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram is a holy dham, by the way. The dham. Therefore, all the dust are already collected. I'm under the shelter of the dust of the feet of devotees. Means his body is under the garland, right? So he said, now I'm under the complete shelter of the dust of the devotees. I'm fully protected. Nirapeksha munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anuvrajami aham nityam uyayeti angri irunubihi. With the dust of my devotees' lotus feet, I desire to purify the material world, which are situated within me. Thus, I always follow the footsteps of my pure devotees, who are free from all personal desire, wrapped in thought of my pastimes, peaceful, without any feeling of enmity, and of equal disposition everywhere. So, now Uddhava is asking that Krishna is asking Uddhava, do you know, Uddhava, do you know who's my favorite, who's very dear and close to my heart? Uddhava thinks for a minute. He says, who's a great personality in the whole creation? Brahma. So I think Brahma, because he's a topmost of all the, he's a firstborn. So he must be very close to your heart. And then, yeah, he is close. Krishna says, yes, he is close. But think of someone else more than what? Okay. What about Shankara, Lord Shiva? No doubt, he is also close, but not that close. Not that close. Tell me more. Yes. Then it should be your brother Balaram. And Krishna started laughing. You know very well, I and my brother always fight. We don't get along sometimes, most of the times. When I want to fight, he doesn't want to fight. When I try to finish Duryodhana, he got mad at me. He didn't even support me during the Kurukshetra. He went for happy yatra. Happy yatra. So how can you say he's close to me? How can you say he's close? Then Uddhava was thinking, who can be closer? Who can be closer? Then Krishna says, this is the 15th sloka in the 14th chapter. And natata me priyamatma atma yonirna shankaraha. Priya atma yonirna shankaraha. Nacha shankarshana na shrir. Very important point. Naiva atma chayata bhavan. The last word is what the answer is. Naivatma nacha yata bhavan. Now he says that who's close to me? Just now we saw what's the meaning of Tirumal? One who is crazy of his Sri, right? Who likes her so much. Now he says that's not the case. That's what he says. Na tata na priyatma. No one is as close to my heart as, not even, he says, Atmayodina Shankaraha. And not Atmayoni. Atma here mentions, refers to Brahma, because he born by, without, not through the regular process. He's just born from Vishnu, right? So Atmayonir, na Shankaraha, not even Shiva, not Brahma, na Shankara, and not even Shankarshana. Shankarshana is another name of Balaram. And na Sri. Who's Sri? Yes, not even my wife. Not even wife. Then Uddhava puts his head down, silly. Then who else it could be? He was just thinking, squeezing his head. Now he says the answer, Naiva Atmana Yata Bhavan. Yata Bhavan, Bhavan, it's you. He points it, it's you, Uddhava. He says this. Now we have to understand one thing very important here. When Krishna says it's Bhavan, it's you, Uddhava is representing the devotee community. The devotee community. Uddhava is very special for sure, but it just not stops there. All the Vaishnavas, all the devotees of the Lord is very dear to. Very dear. That's what he says here. Yeah.
Why did Uddhava think about himself being like? Why did Uddhava think that I am Krishna's favorite?
That's the speciality of, that's a special quality of Uddhava. Because the devotee is always not satisfied. This could be what? I thought devotee should be satisfied, right? But the real devotee will never be satisfied in amount of service they do to Krishna. As a parent, are you satisfied completely the love that you show to your children? Always you go back and think, I could have done this to my child. I could have spent more time. I could have showed more love. I could have done this one. Now there's no time. They are there and I am here. And all sort of things comes. We could have done this. Like that means what? The true love has no limits. When you have a true love, and there's no limit of how much amount of service we do to the loved one. I will only serve you, my dear wife, on Sundays. You are laughing, Rukmini, and you're just 9 years. Yeah. And my dear daughter, I'll only serve you when you are in a long weekend on a couple of hours. Now you should laugh. Right? So this is exactly what we're talking and coming, by the way, on this topic, something. Anyway, so the point here is the love doesn't have a limit of amount of service that we do to the loved ones. Therefore, to answer your question, Rukmini, Uddhava felt he is still not doing better in his service. A person who is completely satisfied with the service is just stays. Huh?
It's a beginner.
He's a beginner. Thank you. He stays there. He's a beginner. The person who feels, I'm a long way to go. I'm still not there yet. I need to do more. I need to do more. I need to do more. So that is why Uddhava felt himself not right person qualified to be so. So the translation says, my dear Uddhava, neither Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Shankarshana, the goddess of fortune, nor indeed my own self is as dear as you. Because everyone is interested on one thing, at least at the end of their own self. So Krishna is saying, I don't care about myself. In Ramayana is all about this particular sloka. Ramayana is filled with this one. You'll be amazed. Is Rama a say is normal or is not normal? Because when Jatayu passed away, he said, what is life there after you passed away? I don't care to live. I don't worry about my wife. I don't worry about Lakshmana.
Oh.
Nothing. Now you're not there. Rama says this. And then when Lakshmana been hit and he falls unconscious in the war, he comes. I don't care for my wife. I don't care for anyone. When you're not there, what am I going to do? What? If we'll be telling this artificially. We say, we do it artificially to many people in our dealings with many people. When the people we come across, is Rama doing something? No, he meant it really. Literally, he means it. That's where we differs from Rama. So when Krishna says that I myself don't care about myself. I don't care about myself. Even myself is not dear to. This is an important part. Everyone at the end, at least they love themselves. That's a given statement, by the way. We may love our children, we may love our spouse, we may love our parents. At the end, when it comes to us, we all care for ourselves. We all care for ourselves. That's a fact. So Krishna said, I don't care about myself. I love you, Uddhava. That's not a simple statement. It's just a serious thing. And in the 20th sloka, na sadayati mam yoga, na sankyam dharma uddhava, na swadhyaya tapastyago, yata bhaktir mamorjita. My dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. What's the best way to control God? Everyone want to control God, by the way, for whatever the reason may be. They all want to have control of God. And no one is going to give a secret of how they want to be controlled. No one would do that. It's a foolish guy if someone says, there's an interesting thing happened, by the way, in Mahabharata. See the great people, how they are. Duryodhana goes to Bhishma. Duryodhana goes to Bhishma. And then, was Bhishma? Duryodhana. No, Arjuna goes to Dronacharya. There's two incidents. Arjuna goes to Dronacharya. And he asks, my dear Guru, how can I kill you? Dronacharya is well known, cannot be defeated. Cannot be defeated so easily. It's not possible. And Arjuna knows very well because his Guru is a teacher. So he said, it's just out of control. I cannot defeat unless Dronacharya is done, we cannot progress. Therefore, Krishna is there to help everyone, right? Especially this Pandavas. Is Arjuna, the only way we can move forward is difficult. Unless Drona is finished, it's just waste of time. War is going to keep on continuing for 365 days more. So, Krishna, what am I going to do now? I have a suggestion for you. Tell me what. Just go and ask Dronacharya how he can be defeated. In Bhagavatham, we saw, Indra goes to Dadichi. There was one great Rishi, he says, Dadichi. Dadichi says, what do you want? I want your bones. What? We have blood donation, we have a kidney donation, we have eye donation. Now this man is asking, Indra is asking, I want a collection of, not one piece, I want all your bones. Dadichi said, go for it. Of course, first he refused. He said, go for it. How can these people just accept it like that? They are great. They're great people. So when Arjuna comes and Dronacharya falls at his feet and Dronacharya becomes very happy. And he said, Arjuna, my favorite student, tell me, what's the thing? Why are you here? What do you want? And then he said, my dear master, I just need one information from you. He said, what do you want? Hey, now information is available in Google. You can go and search in Google. Why are you asking me, Arjuna? Well, this information, I tried in Google it. I couldn't find it. So it directed to talk to Siri, talk to Drona. It just directed me to Drona. So I came to you. What is the message? How can I defeat you tomorrow in the war? And Drona reveals. He says, unless and until I myself drop everything and give up fighting, sit down. You cannot do anything with me. Unless and until I'm put into a situation where I drop the weapons and just retire. You cannot do anything. That's the answer. Arjuna went back and told Krishna. And then Krishna approached Yudhishthira. And that you all know, where Yudhishthira was told that the Ashwatthama elephant is dead. You know that, right? And then Dronacharya, all he heard was Ashwatthama dead. He dropped all his weapon, sat over there, fully focused. He said, my dear son has been killed. And Krishna gave a sign. Drona was finished. Yeah.
Then why couldn't somebody tell that he wasn't the elephant wasn't the Ashwatthama?
Yeah. Anyway, that story has to continue. And that has to come to it. Yeah. So anyway, so the point we're just trying to say here is we can see how the great souls are. They reveal themselves. They don't hide some message. And if you go to the corporate world or any of the companies you're working on, always the senior of that particular position try to hold some secrets, so that their position is saved. They can be called as seniors. Right? Therefore, they don't share every information of what's happening. They just try to keep something of their own that they can be long enough there. Right? So likewise, whereas in opposite to this is Krishna is giving out the secret of how he can be controlled. And that's what he says here. What he says here? Na sadhayati mam yoga, na sankyam dharma uddhava, na swadhyaya tapas tyago, yata bhaktir, mamorjita. He says, my dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. What will not bring me anyone's control is these are the things. I cannot be thus controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga. I cannot be controlled by those who are performing Sankhya philosophy. Not by pious deeds, good karmas. Dana, dharma, all good karmas, only good karma they are doing. And I cannot be controlled by those who are only into Vedic studies, and not by one who are renounced everything or austerity, performing austerity, tapasya. But one can do all this thing I just mentioned now. One can do renunciation, be a renunciate with bhakti. One can perform austerity with bhakti to me. One can perform good deeds having bhakti and center as me. One can perform any of these things, keeping me as a center with bhakti, then that's fine. But kevala karma, kevala jnana, kevala tyaga cannot be accepted. It's no use. Kevala means devoid of something, purely, without bhakti, without Krishna bhakti, is not going to be accepted. Bhaktyaham ekaya grahaya sadhyatma priya satam bhaktihi punati man nishta swapakan api sambhava. Then he goes, only by practicing unalloyed devotional service with full faith in me, one can obtain me. The Supreme Lord said, I am naturally dear to my devotees who take me as the only goal of their loving devotion. By engaging in such pure devotional service, even the dog eaters can purify themselves from the contamination of their low birth. So for one to perform bhakti, to devote oneself to God, it doesn't require any special qualification. Anyone can perform bhakti. Bhakti can be performed by anyone. Anyone can surrender to God. There's no problem with any of these things. But when it comes to dhyana, nishtha, there are a lot of procedures, a lot of things one has to go through. That is important. Now, after being said this, as I said, he speaks about the Varnashrama system and he speaks about the Vedic path and renunciation and all those things. And then now he gets into this 23rd chapter. We are moving to the 23rd chapter. And very interesting story time. Yes.
What are dog eaters?
Dog eaters, people are there who eat the meat of dog. Yeah, you're surprised, but there are there. Okay. They are considered lower than Shudras. In the Varnashrama system, 4 are there. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. Not only that, there are other castes are also there which doesn't fall into this system. They're much lower. And one of that is these people who eat dog eaters. But the point here is, even if they are dog eaters, if they are devoted to me, Krishna, I will accept them. After Krishna accept them, they will not eat dog anymore, by the way. Not that they will continue eating dog after that. That's not what the message is. All right. Now, with that said, okay, this is chapter 23. Krishna spoke many different topics so far in all these different chapters. After Krishna says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bharhaspatya sa nashti atra sadurvai durjaner tatehi durakter pinnam atmanam Yes, Amadhatum Ishvaraha. Now Lord Krishna says, oh, disciple of Brihaspati, there is virtually no saintly man in this world capable of resettling his own mind after it has been disturbed by the insulting words of uncivilized man. Now he's getting into a topic of where if you are a renounced person, if you are a devotee, then you should also be in a position to hear any insults. That is something which we don't want to hear. Someone is insulting us. What? I have my prestige, self-prestige. How can someone? So we have to understand this. That's why Krishna is going to give a very important, nice message in this particular chapter. A story of a Brahmana from a village called Avanti. Avanti Brahmana. It's a beautiful story. Now, Natata tapyate vidyaha puman banistu marmagahihi yata dutanti marmatha hi asatam purusheshavaha. When you say something to someone, harsh words, it is said that I'm just going to say this phrase, Teenal Suttapun Tanaram Arade Navinal Suttavadu. This is a phrase from Tamil. It's what it says is, if you've been burnt by an arrow, a red heated arrow, you've been wounded by that arrow, that particular wound can be recovered. But the wound made by the sharp word of that someone's tongue cannot be cured, cannot be healed. It stays as the scar within one's heart. Is it not? Some people talk and they say something, it just, even you can cure the arrows that hit us. That's what Krishna says this here. My dear Uddhava, in this regards, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. And please listen attentively. No playing. Attentively. Once in a place called Avanti, there was a man, also was a Brahmana. He was known by the story, is known as Avanti Brahmana. This Brahmana, you can also sit back and relax. So this man, Brahmana, had a family. He had a business. He had his own business, some vegetable business shop or something he was having. But one problem with this Brahmana is a pakka kanjus. Kanjus means miserly person who doesn't spend a paisa on a cent. He doesn't spend money. He doesn't spend any money at all. That person called miserly person. You have everything in your life. Okay, Rukmini. For example, you have toys, your food to eat, your nice comforter to sleep, just recently bought, whatever you have. But you don't use any of this thing. Why? If you open the package, the comforter will be crumbled. If you take your toys and start playing, it's no more new, it's an old toy. So keep it as it is in the box. And you have nice varieties of food, but you don't want to eat. If you eat, it will become empty. So you have all the wealth that you need, but you don't utilize that even for your own self. Such person are called kanjus, miserly people. Avanti Brahmana was one of that person who doesn't use anything, does not eat well, because there are people who save money. They have a lot of money in life. God has given enough money. They won't spend money even to eat nice food. Keep saving. They will save. And they want on the washing machine only once in a month. Because the power current, you have to pay the bill, water bill, electricity bill, save everything, everything. Why, after even 1 month, why even put it in the washing machine? I will wash it in my hand. Wash it in my hand. So their only Purushartham means the ultimate goal in their life is to save money. Dhanam. Dhanam, yes, money is what it is. So if one uses dhanam for dharma, for example, just as a thing, if we start using our money for dharma, good karya, dharma, then what implies is that money is not my purushartha, is my goal. Dharma becomes my purushartha. Make sense? I'm using my money to give our needy people or do some puja or etc. Whatever it is. That means money is not my goal. What I'm doing there becomes my goal. Dharma becomes my purushartha. If my dhanam, my money is used for enjoying things, material thing, then money is not my focus. Enjoyment becomes my focus. Right? Okay. If my money is used for bhakti, doing bhakti, then what is the focus now? Bhakti becomes my purushartham, not the money. If my money is being used to give to saintly people, gurus or whatever it is, right? Then they become my important and purushartham, not the money. Therefore, the person whose focus is money, only money, for him, bhakti is not the focus. Dharma is not the focus. Artha is not the focus. Moksha is not the focus. Even moksha is not the focus. Only focus is money, money, money. Then one may ask, then what makes them happy? If bhakti is not going to be the thing, moksha is not, none of these things is not, then collecting money, what is that makes them happy? It is said, every day when they go to online and check deposit, that makes them happy. Deposit makes them happy. From yesterday, $1 extra today. They count, today extra, I got extra. That seeing collection of money is the only purushartham for them. Avanti Brahmana was like that. He had this, you call in India, they call biro. You know what biro is? The closet, or we call closet here, or a locker. We call locker here. So he had this locker. When you open the locker, you will have money. And you have another locker you open, he'll have all this vegetables back into the locker in the shop. He put it in the bag. He won't even use those his own shop vegetable for him to cook. He was like that. I'm just giving a big picture of how Kanjus is, that's all. Right? So he was like that. So now what happened is, because of that, his family people doesn't like him. You know, if you have a family, you have to take care of the family to provide them proper food, give them some gift, some appreciation. He doesn't even say happy birthday to their family members. If you say happy birthday, then you have to give gift, right? The children will ask, Papa, today is my birthday, give me some toy. Therefore, he doesn't deal with wishing them anything. Not even any function and festival he will celebrate. Any guest comes to his house, he gets a dick. Any guest come, he gets an headache, because then he has to feed them. But whenever he goes to anyone's house, he becomes a king. He enjoys over there. That's how he was. Days was going like this. As the day was passing, he lost his business. Wherever he took the loan from, the mortgage company came and said, come on, give the money back. We need the money. They took off of his property. And some of his relatives, they invested something, they took their money. And left out was his wife and children. They thought in this range, everyone is coming and taking. If we are like this, then whatever little bit left out will also go away. Therefore, what they did is, before anyone knocks the door, the wife ran and took whatever little left and she ran away. And their grown-up children, they went to the thing and whatever left, they took and went away. So he lost his business. He's lost his relatives. He lost his customers. He lost his own wife. He lost his children. He is by himself. Nothing left. Everything is gone. Everything is gone. He is on the road, on the street. That time, interesting thing happened. That time, he entered to the house one more time because the house is also gone, taken away. He finally, they say, anything you want to take, final one thing you can take. He goes into the house. Somehow or the other, given by someone in the past, we don't know the history. There was a saffron color dhoti. Saffron dhoti. He took that when he was a Grahastha. Now he went in with a white dress. Grahastha is white dress, dhoti. He went inside. When he came out, he was a sannyasi. He became a sannyas. He took sannyas out of frustration. He took sannyas out of frustration. I'm not going sloka by sloka. You've all been read. He took up sannyas. Interesting. Then he was walking around. Now he has sannyas, no food or anything. Wherever he go, people were cursing him because that's how he was leading his life. What is this? You pretender, mithyachari. You are a pretender. You're acting like a great Swamiji. But we know what you are. We know your history. We know your history, what you are. How did you do? What did you do? How you are. You didn't even give one paisa for needy people. And how can we feed you now? Get out of here. So he was this bowl. Nothing was falling in his food, in his bowl. Somehow or the other, one or two people in that village thought maybe he's really changed. One or two people. They gave him some food on the thing. But they didn't have any want to talk to him, but just gave him and went inside. And he took that, whatever he got. Sit. So he took the thing and then he placed it and then went to wash his feet and hands so that he can do Sandhya Vandana and come back and eat. When he went there, some of those people came there. He said, why this guy need food? They just kicked that food off. Whatever little he got, that is right on the street now. He didn't have even that. Whenever he had some chance to sit and eat, in front of them, the children, some of the adults, they come and curse him and speak bad words. All this, whatever the bad words are, they speak so rude to him. They used to pass urine when he was eating on the side, they will pass urine in front of him. They were just, but he did not react. Now, by this time, he just took it. He just took it. Everything. See a life, how it changed for this person. Huh? He just took it, everything as grace of God. He just took it. And he was moving from one village to another. By the time he went from this village to other village, already people, there's some WhatsApp message or whatever. They already know that this guy is coming over there. And many people who knows about his history, again did the same thing in the other village. Wherever he go, it was like that. There was great insult for him. It was insult. But then he was very composed. By this stage, he became fully matured. All he was going through in his life was insult after insult after insult. Everyone in all different angles. In this way, he realized what life is. Then he started focusing within himself, Paramatma, and made his life successful. He became very peaceful. And people started understanding who he is later. That is Avanti Brahmana stories. With that said, then Krishna speaks about Jnana Yoga in one full chapter. Then he speaks about Bhakti Yoga, which you are all practicing. You know what Bhakti Yoga is. He speaks about that. Then the last two chapters of this canto is very touchy chapter. That is where the Yadava dynasty finished. Completely finished. That is the 30th sloka. 30th chapter. The disappearance of Yadu dynasty. The entire dynasty, we already told the story in the starting. Due to the curse of rishis, Yadu dynasty was said they will be finished. So now they all completely got intoxicated at one point. As they got intoxicated. When you get intoxicated, you don't know what you're doing. Therefore, they started fighting with each other, pulling out the iron grown rod, which was the iron piece that they crushed and put in the ocean, in the sea. That all came back to the seashore. They all grew now as rods, short rods. And all the others, they pulled everything and started fighting with each other. They started killing with each other. Everyone finished. Everyone finished. But one person was left in Yadu still. Yadu dynasty. And who's that? Krishna. But the great saints' words can never be false. It has to be fulfilled. Krishna also falls into the same dynasty. That curse, what has been said to Yadu dynasty, applies to Krishna also. But Krishna is not bound to any of these curses or any of these things. It's beyond these things, but still, he himself allowed things to happen. Also, it's time for him to go back. Time for him to. It's just vyajam. Vyajam is as some reason to get out of this place. Some reason to get out of this place. So one fine day after Uddhava is gone, and Krishna was just relaxing on near the bushes, like this, lying down. He put his, sometimes we all do this when you're relaxing your legs, extend. You put one on the top of the other one, relax and sit. While you're doing like this, is one of the toe was like this. And from a distance, a hunter saw. All he saw was the toe and something was moving. From a distance, it appeared as if like it's a baby or a deer or something like that. It's a deer. It appeared like in the bushes, something like that. So he took an arrow. This arrow is a special arrow. No other arrows can defeat a Krishna, ordinary arrows. But this special arrow, this hunter took one of the piece of the same iron ball which was there. He sharpened it and made that as an arrow. He got that arrow. He aimed at that deer, so-called deer, which is the toe of Krishna, released it. And Krishna, blood was bleeding. And immediately the hunter realized this doesn't seem to be a deer. He ran there to surprise. He saw Krishna with 400 forms. He was there. He just got panicked. He just fell at the feet of Krishna and just begged for forgiveness and started crying and rolling and said, I will go to hell because of what I did now. My Lord, please, I can't even ask forgiveness. I don't know what to do now. Krishna smiled. You got a hit of an arrow on your toe and you're smiling. And will you do that? Will you smile? You will smile if no one is around. If father and mothers were there, you will cry, right? Right. So Krishna was smiling. He said, no problems. No problem. You did right thing. What you did? Yeah, you did right thing. Thanks for doing this. Now keeping this as a reason, I will go. Thank you for doing this. And Dharuka, who's the chariot driver of Krishna, then he came. He told Dharuka, and Dharuka said, my Lord, what is this? What is all going on here? Time for me to go back. I'm going. Dharuka goes, my dear, I'm your charioteer. How can you go alone? Let's all go together. He said, yeah, but not with you. I will take the chariot. I will take the horse. I'll take everything, but not you. You stay back. Go back and relay the message to others. I want you to do the service. Go back and do that. As this conversation was happening, Krishna raised up with the chariot and everything went up. Back. Dharka, with his tears in his eyes, just returned back to convey the message to Pandavas and others. That ends Canto 11. Some of the chapters I didn't go into the details because the message all you heard several times. Therefore, I did a fast track on some of these chapters and summarize this last part of it. Okay, now open up for questions, discussions. Yeah, Rukmini.
So why can you do that? Because
You don't know the story? Just because they misbehaved, the grandsons of Krishna, they misbehaved in front of rishis. One of the grandson of Krishna, he dressed up like a pregnant woman. You know what pregnant woman is? Had a baby. Like that, they put an iron ball inside their tummy and wrapped up with sari and went in front of the sage and said, am I going to get a boy baby, boy or a girl? Is it the right thing to do in front of anyone? But for in front of the sages, they did. And sage became very angry. He said, whatever you give birth to will destroy your dynasty. That's why.
like how did this say like
They know. They know this is not right. They know that what they're doing is wrong. Therefore, they were proud. The Yadus were proud. No one can defeat them. In what way Krishna can wrap up, by the way, please think about it. No outforce can come and defeat Yadus, Yadavas. They're so powerful. Really, if anyone is strong, if the relationship within a family, within a community is strong, the only way to break is you have to find someone inside, not outside. You know that I usually don't say this thing, but in the history of Jesus, he had these 11 disciples, very strong disciples. The only way the others can defeat Jesus if they get hold of at least one of the disciples. Therefore, Brutus was one of his disciples. He went and conveyed the message to those people that Jesus is here, hiding here. That's how they captured Jesus. It's happened internally. So if anything has to spoil, it has to spoil inside, right? So the relationship and understanding and everything should be very, very strong within the family, within the society, within any movements, any organization that we run. For anything to be stronger, you have to have a good relationship and should be a proper understanding of what we are doing, who's the center of the focus, right? Otherwise, it's high chances everything will go off. Yeah, once again, let's finish. Yeah.
So Brutus was decent,
Yeah.
and he was evil.
He was not, I mean, you could, however you want to name that to be, but he betrayed. You know what word betrayed means, right? You trust someone, he does something else. So he betrayed. He went and did something. In the similar thing is also there in the story of Ramanujacharya, by the way. When Ramanujacharya went to Melkote, because there was a king, a Raja, who was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. He was a fanatic. So he was converting people and making people to agree that Lord Shiva is the only God, Vishnu is not. So he's getting a certificate signed. He goes around and tells, sign it, otherwise I'll kill you. Everyone out of life, they said Lord Shiva is Param Purusha, is signed, everyone signed. And one man came and said, why are you wasting your time? going around and asking each and every one to sign that Vishnu is not great, Shiva is great. If you get one signature from one person, you're done. That is the authority. And he said, who's that one person? Ramanujacharya. If he signs that Shiva is supreme, Vishnu is not, then that's it. Every Vaishnava community will agree to it when he says that one. When the king Krimi Bhoja, his name was Krimi Bhoja. Then he said, okay, fine, get me Ramanujacharya. This news somehow went to Ramanujacharya and his disciples, Kurattarwan, Kuresh, and others. They said, Ramanujacharya, you cannot stay here anymore. Leave this Rangam, Sri Rangam, and get out of here. You cannot leave. We want you. We have a big mission. We have big things to do. So you have to live longer. Go out of here. But before you go, Kuresh said, is one of his disciples, Kurattarwan said, let's exchange dress. Kurattarwan was a Gragastha. Gragastha, white cloth. Sannyasi, Ramanujacharya, saffron cloth. He said, let's exchange. And Ramanujacharya said, okay. He exchanged the cloth and Ramanujacharya went to Melkote. It's in Karnataka, close to Bangalore. It's 3 hours. Beautiful place, very beautiful place. Very nice temple. Yoga Narasimha is on the top and beautiful Krishna is in the on the bottom. Anyway, so he went and he lived there for a few years. Over here, the soldiers came. They saw sannyasi here. They caught him. Come on. They took him to in front of the king. But he's not Ramanujacharya. He's Kurattarwan, Kuresh. They taught him to be Kuresh. They taught him to be Ramanujacharya and took him. And king said, sign the contract. Put this thing that Lord Shiva is supreme. He said, I can't do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. That's not what Shastra says. I can't go against the Shastra. Narayana Param Devam. Veda says everywhere it is mentioned. Therefore, how can I go against the Shastra? I can't do it. Either you sign it or you lose your eyes. Lose your eyes. Could have said, whatever you decide, you're a king, I have to obey to you. But I can't go against those scriptures. 2 rods, red, hot, heated, foaming rod came and poked in the eyes of Kurattarwan. He lost his eyes. But the one who passed this message is one of those Vaishnava. One of the Vaishnava who went and told Ramanujacharya, go catch him. He's right there. Can you imagine? Anyway, I don't even know if you got the answer, whatever you want. Okay, Krishnaji.
I was just trying to make a comment. Similar stories in Ramayana also. The division didn't give the secrets of Ravana. Where he is, what he is doing, who he is, would have been very difficult to defeat him. So it's another inside story.
Vibhishan didn't give, sorry, one more time.
That's what I was told.
What was?
Vibhishan told Ram where to find him, what is his weakness, how to defeat him. If Vibhishan didn't give this information to Ram, even though Ram is...
Yes, I got it. So Vibhishan relieved, the first thing that Rama, after accepting Vibhishana, the first thing Rama asked him, tell me about Lanka and its strength, Ravana's strength. Right? Rama knows everything, but he wants to give confidence to other monkeys because everyone were against accepting Vibhishana. Therefore, he wants to give a confidence to Sugriva especially. If Vibhishana, yes, my lord. If he says, excuse me, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Or if he says that he's still my brother, how can I tell the secrets of what's there is? Then there's a problem. But Vibhishana revealed everything about the strength of Ravana, which is when Sugriva and others accepted, okay, he is truly surrendered. All right, anyone else online?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your nice lecture, enlightening lecture today. I do not have any question related to maybe today's class or not, but like when you mentioned like the 11th canto ends with like Krishna kind of leaving this material world and going back to the Golok Vrindavan. So I was thinking, Prabhuji, at that point of time, already Krishna's, all the Mahishis, I mean, all the wives have left the world, and all the gopis also in Vrindavan, they have also left this material world, at by that time when Krishna left.
No, they were still there.
Oh, they were still there.
They were still there. They left after. There's a story where I don't know. You have to have a strong heart to hear the story. I'm not even sure if I have to say this, but anyway, I'll tell. Krishna's wives were, after all this Krishna's left and gone, Krishna's wives were guarded by Arjuna and they were being taken to another place. While that was happening, while Arjuna was taking and going, dacoits, the forest dwellers, they came and they just pulled all the queens and went. Very much. That's why this is little hard to accept it. But Arjuna couldn't do anything. Arjuna couldn't do anything. He couldn't save them. That's the situation just to end over there. But yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, so when they were like abducted like that, after that they kind of like left,
Yeah,
right?
they all left. Yeah, they all left. Again, this is all part of the pastimes, Krishna's pastime, and Krishna's devotees also, we consider that as a pastime. The way that Krishna wanted everyone to live, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Therefore, for devotees, how they leave bodies doesn't matter really. Sometimes people he left in that devotee left his body in Brahma Muhurta time, Uttarayana time. It really doesn't matter for devotees of the Lord. As long as we are devoted to Krishna, time, place, how we leave this world is not a matter. Yes, Rukmini. What is it? They are all spiritual. They are left after that. Like how Krishna left, they also left back to the spiritual world. But in Vrindavan, the eternal pastime is still happening. Krishnas and gopis are still there in Vrindavan. Still now it's happening. And Uddhava is in Vrindavan, by the way, as one of the creepers, a plant. That's what he desired, right? Desired, D-E-S-I-R, desired to be one of the creepers in Vrindavan. So the great devotees, that's how they pray. They pray not that I want to get moksha. If I have to take birth, let me be born as a dust in Vrindavan. Let me be a stepping stone in your temple. Let me be one of the flower which beautifies you, your temple or you. Let me be a slipper of one of your devotees. Let me be a plant of something in your temple or in a dham. That's the ultimate purushartha for devotees. Moksha is not considered to be a great for those devotees. Yes.
Is it Uddhava Gita different?
Same thing. We covered already Uddhava Gita.
I missed some of those, but I'm just saying, is that different than the Gita?
Yeah, Uddhava Gita is just now whatever we covered in this pure thing is all part of Uddhava Gita. And Bhagavad Gita is different, yes. Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Uddhava Gita is from Srimad Bhagavatam. There's also something called Rudra Gita. That is part of Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, something called Rudra, Lord Shiva and Parvati conversation. Rudra Gita. Many Gitas are there like that. Okay, anyone else? 3 more minutes.
Prabhuji, the Rudra Gita is in Srimad Bhagavatam also, no?
That is also there, yeah.
Yeah. Prabhuji, so when you said like in Vrindavan, like Nitya Leela is going on, so we know that there is no difference between Vrindavan and Navadvip. So in Navadvip also, like Mahaprabhu's Nitya Leela is going on. This Aprakita Leela, Aprakat Leela is still going on in
Yeah,
Navadvip.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
those are all not an ordinary place, right? You know very well. Those are all
Yeah.
spiritual world in this world. So activities are happening everywhere.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay, by the mercy of Krishna, we completed Canto 11. So the last canto, 12th canto, we will begin by the mercy of Krishna. And by mercy of all of you. Otherwise, there's no point in me trying to say anything. So thanks for empowering me and sending your prayers and blessings, so I can speak few words like a child. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare